Welcome back to the Side Squad podcast. Guys, you're all here this week.
Yes.
Yay!
And football's back.
Not dying. Football revived me. Brought me back from the grave.
The game.
The game.
Brought me back from the game. That is
Oh.
trying to
Oh,
get
I
out
love
of the
the
hospital.
ball. Especially LeBron intercepting the ball, scoring a home run, touchdown. Old Vine.
Well, you just said LeBron. We might as well jump into the NBA.
Yeah.
Start out. Almost in the finals. Be in the finals tomorrow.
Yeah. Conference finals start today. Today of recording with Celtics Heat. Last I checked, Celtics were 82-71.
Yeah, I think the Celtics are going to take this one. I think it's Miami's going to fight for it.
Yeah,
but
it'll go the
Celtics
distance.
are just a little better, I think.
Yep, I think it comes down to, I think Celtics have more elite scorers in terms of Kemba, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, just better elite scorers. Now, Miami will be able to guard the perimeter extremely well, so they're going to have to work for it. And not having Gordon Hayward might be crucial. But, I'll give the edge to the Boston Celtics. Which, by the way, I'm just going to go on the record. Before the whole season started, before the whole NBA season started, I said Celtics are going to the finals. I said it was going to be Celtics, Clippers. Now, I hope I'm wrong about the Clippers, but if it's Celtics, Clippers, I'm going to feel like the smartest man alive.
Hey, there you go.
Yes, sir.
So we still have one more series that hasn't finished up, right? The
yeah.
Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets Clippers is Game 7
They
tonight.
play tonight. And I'm very excited for that one, and I'm hoping the Nuggets get the win. I don't think they will, probably, but realistically, Nuggets have done it before.
They literally did it last series.
So,
came back from 3-1.
They can do it again.
This is their fourth straight series that they have been in that has gone the distance. That is the most in NBA history, longest such streak in NBA history. This team knows how to play in the clutch. Obviously, they have proven that time and time again.
Jamal Murray.
They have a bunch of young athletic studs. They have a legit shot to beat the Clippers. I think the Clippers will win tonight, but I think Denver has a legitimate shot to get to the conference finals. Can you imagine if we get Heat Nuggets in the finals?
That'd be such a good.
I'd love it.
That'd be bizarre, but I would be so entertained.
Yeah.
So the winner of tonight's game, Clippers Nuggets, go and play the Lakers next.
Yes. Yep. In the conference finals.
So, but here's the thing. I could see both of these teams, Denver or LA, beating the Lakers. I think Denver's going to lose the first two games just because they've been playing nonstop, and the Lakers,
Yeah. They're going to want to go down 3-1 and then come back again. That's
true,
their
that's
MO.
Fair, that's fair. But, I don't know. The Lakers haven't done anything necessarily to impress me this whole time they've been in the bubble.
It's been the LeBron AD show.
Right.
Their shooting's has been getting progressively better as the bubble goes along, but so I feel more confident if they were to play a team like the Clippers, but it'll still be a hard fought series. LeBron's got to earn it this year.
Watch the finals be Lakers Celtics.
Oh, please.
That would be a great...
Oh, please make it happen. Why did that not process in my brain that could have been a finals matchup? Now I want nothing else. I want Lakers Celtics.
So that's a classic.
That's an historic NBA. That's the only legit NBA rivalry.
Yeah. Probably the best rivalry
Yeah.
in basketball.
I would say it's the best rivalry in the NBA. Through all the years, Celtics, I want nothing more. I want Celtics Lakers.
And I want the Celtics to win.
I do.
But
actually, I want the Lakers to win, but
that's going to be exciting. The whole bubble has been exciting to watch.
the bubble's been awesome. Now the MLB's, not on the thing, but MLB's doing a bubble now for their playoffs, so that'll be fun.
Doing the finals in the Texas Rangers new stadium.
Mm-hmm. Okay, totally off topic thing, but the NL is playing all their games in Texas when both the American League teams are in Texas. The two Texas teams are in the American League, and the AL is playing California and LA and San Diego when those two stadiums are a National League team.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all.
That's Rob Manfred for you.
That's Rob Manfred. Makes no sense at all.
And then they'll be fighting for a piece of COVID medal.
Yeah, they're just playing for a piece of metal, so in the end they might as well not even play the playoffs.
I don't know. I've kind of, as soon as the rest of the sports came back, baseball just kind of took the back seat like they always do.
Once football kicked off at yesterday, or the other day, I was just like, I thought baseball. I don't think I've watched a Twins game in a week, 2 weeks.
Haven't watched a baseball game since opening day.
Damn.
Just
saying.
How it's been. But hey.
I've been keeping track of baseball games, but I haven't watched any. Cubs are not on a very good streak as of late.
Still in first place, aren't they?
I don't know about that. They had 3 or 4 games back to back that they lost.
These doubleheaders, though, have been interesting. I've been seeing that they have been doing doubleheaders just to keep up with things after COVID cancellations and all that.
Right.
They are still first, but it's they're barely above 500.
Who's in second place?
Cardinals at 500.
Oh, yuck, that division's bad.
Yuck.
Then it's the Reds, the Brewers, and the Pirates.
Hey, I have the Padres going all the way.
They have a shot. They're playing well. They're young. They're hungry.
Let's see. Padres Twins. That's my final.
I hope you're right.
Padres Twins.
So is it one from the American League, one from the National League?
Correct.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna pick mine then. It's gonna be Blue Jays Dodgers.
All right.
Blue Jays are actually randomly second place in the East above the Yankees.
My gut reaction: White Sox, Dodgers.
So I was close with Dodgers.
Well, Dodgers are the best team.
They're.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
So
I would probably think I'm gonna shot in the dark it. Say, I want to say Rays Dodgers.
So we all have the Dodgers.
Well, yeah.
I'm thinking
the Dodgers. The Dodgers have the most a game because they're we were cheated, and now we're in a short season, so we're kind of partially cheated again.
That's fair.
Right.
I want to change mine. I'm thinking Rangers Pirates.
All right.
Rangers.
Good luck with that.
Pirates are going to sneak their way in. The Rangers and the Rangers are going to play in their own ballpark. They're going to be home for 7 games of the World Series.
If I've learned anything from the Pirates, it's that they're the worst team baseball has seen. They just never do anything. They lost. Don't even have to guess.
They'll have random games where they'll just put up butt tons of points though.
But then
Butt tons of runs.
Oh,
Josh Bell's good. That's about it.
he's the only guy on the team I know.
Yeah.
I just realized both teams, all 4 teams in the AFC East were playing against each other.
Mm-hmm. Same with
The NFC North.
Yep.
Interesting. But we might as well move on to hockey. Stanley Cup Finals.
Is almost set.
Yeah, it will be set.
We got the
tonight.
Stars in.
The Stars. If you listen to last week's episode, bonus episode with me and my brother, and then an episode from a couple weeks ago, I said the Stars were going to make it.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights.
I think Joe Pavelski has been a big key thing that brought them there this season. Obviously,
Veteran leadership.
Yep. I mean, getting him at the beginning, I was like, God damn, the Stars. And now just here we are.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the finals. The other team is going to either be the Islanders or the Lightning, but if the Lightning win tonight,
They're in.
they're in.
Right.
Braden Point,
Is God tier.
yeah, came out of nowhere and just in the bubble. Not necessarily nowhere. He's made some.
But he is the TJ Warren of the NHL.
Yeah.
He's God tier in the bubble.
Yep.
Nice.
He especially during overtime.
Yeah.
He
Well,
has
you're right.
3 overtime
You're right.
goals.
Oh Jesus. So he's clutch. And
Yeah.
Tampa's played a shit ton of overtime games.
I said Tampa was going to go too, actually. Because Titus O'Neil
Yep.
and so I
Yeah. You
wow,
like
look at
Tampa.
me.
You kind of like the Penguins, but you don't at the same time.
Yeah, HBK line, but besides that,
They-
I actually watched a movie about that came out
Penguins,
recently that
2015,
was about
2016.
wrestling.
Really? Which one?
The one where the chick from England wants to be a WWE
Oh,
wrestler.
Paige.
Yeah, Paige.
How I Met Your
Fighting him.
Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, Fighting with My Family. It was
Produced by Seven Bucks Production and Dwayne.
Yeah, it's the same people did Hot
Jack.
Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched it. I watched like the tail end of it.
Decent
today.
decent movie.
It
Decent
was a
movie.
good movie.
Decent movie.
I like The Rock in it.
Like on the rock.
I liked the whole movie. I went and saw it.
I only saw the
Theaters.
last half, but I like
It
Paige's
was alright.
character.
It was alright.
Like on the rock. Well, that's
You'd
good.
like. I think you'd like Paige as a person.
So she's a real thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
a
It's
real-
based on a real story.
Like it had that setup, but sometimes I wonder.
Right. The Saraya Knight. That's her real name. The Knight family and their whole wrestling thing. That's all based on fact, and for the most part, they stuck to it.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Well.
There was a wrestling blurb in the middle of hockey.
Yeah.
That's mostly because hockey has fights all the time.
True.
It's true. True.
Like, if you're ever like, man, I want to watch a real sport, but I also want to watch people punch each other, just watch hockey. Best of both worlds.
Well. Or you could watch AEW.
And eat up.
But
Speaking of real sports.
yeah. NFL guys.
Yes.
It's finally kicked off.
We made it.
Thursday, we might as well start it off.
Yeah.
It was a game.
Yep. It was a game.
David Johnson is back.
Patrick Mahomes is still really good, and now he's added a new element to his game.
Texans wide receivers suck.
Yep, which I called.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire
Is a beast.
gonna be the rookie of the year.
Probably.
He didn't even
I
show
would-
his catching
I wouldn't call
ability.
him a beast, but he did okay.
He did
Clyde the Glide, Edward Hilaire. He was a beast.
He had a couple good
The
plays.
Glide. That's from
I
our podcast.
I thought he played well. I thought he played really good.
I did too.
I'm surprised he didn't get a catch, and I'm surprised that he got stopped every single time he was on the goal line. He had five carries within the 5 yards.
Yeah.
Didn't make it into once.
Nah, that's not the running back he is though. He's never. Well, he's a small dude. He's just not a bruiser of a dude.
There's an undrafted free agent that New England has, and okay, sorry.
I think there's going to be some good candidates for Rookie of the Year. I'm not ready to give it to him yet.
No, I'm not either. Especially with how Joe Burrow played.
CeeDee Lamb played good too.
CeeDee Lamb had
Jerry
some nice
Jeudy had a
catches.
couple drops, but he juked somebody out of their shoes.
Well, I'll talk about this guy when we get to that team, but I already know who's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Woo!
Yeah.
He's good.
He's
He's good.
Jags better than we thought. Beat the Colts.
I am going to say this about Gardner Minshew. I apologize to Gardner Minshew. That guy can play.
Yeah.
Told you.
He's a
Gardner
Okay.
played amazing. Gardner is a better
Gardner
than I thought.
Minshew. If you give the right weapons and piece around Gardner Minshew, you can win football games with Gardner Minshew. And also, I love that Gardner Minshew, because you have to know that the Jaguars are an awful football team.
Right.
But they're tanking. In theory, they're tanking for a quarterback. I love that Gardner Minshew went into it like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm your starting quarterback, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the starting quarterback.
Right.
Went 19 for 20 and 3 touchdowns.
It's just like when he opened first start last season.
Yeah.
Because Nick Foles got injured.
Yeah.
People were like, "Who?"
Yeah.
And he went off and he only had one incomplete pass.
Yeah, no.
I do think he'll come back down to earth eventually.
Yeah, but I even
But-
still think him coming down to earth will still be suitable. Like, he'll prove that he's the starting quarterback in this league.
I don't
has
think the Jags
good
are the worst
receivers.
team anymore.
From what I saw yesterday, I don't know if they are the worst
Well,
team.
see-
C.J. Henderson, the rookie out of Florida, played incredibly well. God, he was really good.
I think part of our thing is, if we look at it, all of the teams that we kind of said were in the hunt for that number one pick, most of them got wins yesterday.
See, I actually now have my new pick for worst favorite team, and they looked like the worst team of every team on Sunday.
Was it Chicago?
No, it was the Jets.
Oh.
The Jets are so.
Oh yeah.
The Jets are horrendous. I'm going to make a prediction. Adam Gase doesn't make it past Thanksgiving.
Past
Ooh.
Thanksgiving.
He will not. Adam Gase will be fired
Who
before.
could use a good OC?
I don't even know if Adam Gase is a good OC at this point anymore.
So who? Colts, Broncos, Cardinals, Bills, Chargers. Yeah, I could see it because then they play. Yeah.
And did you just even see how the Jets played? They were horrendous.
Oh, it was
I had Josh Allen in fantasy. So.
Josh. Yeah. Bills looked great.
Yeah,
That's
it did.
for sure.
Yes, it did.
Kind of expected though. Honestly.
Josh Allen is still not that great. Had 2 fumbles and overshot so many throws, which is just his MO.
Wow.
Just saying. All I have to say about Joshua Allen.
He's going to put up good fantasy points again against Miami.
And I'm sure he will.
Well, you brought up Miami.
Yep.
Cam Newton looked good against Miami.
Super Cam.
Cam Newton did look really well. Did you guys hear about the controversy?
Some Dolphins guy tried to rip off his chain, and he wasn't having that at the games.
The original reporting was that it was ripped off, but then later came out that it wasn't like broken.
Right.
It just got
he just tried.
grabbed. Yeah.
I actually defend Cam Newton because if I if I had someone because you saw the Dolphins
Right,
tried to
yeah.
yank him. If someone did that to me, we're throwing hands. In my
Now
eyes, that's,
imagine your grandmother gave you that chain.
if my sweet grandmother ever bought me a chain, I wore it on game day in her honor, and someone tried to rip that shit off, hands on
They'd
sight.
be going to the hospital. I'd be going full Miles Garrett on them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm grabbing helmets.
Yeah.
Like I was like, when I saw the chain, I was like, why would you be wearing so much?
Well,
like,
but if
jewelry?
you look at it, so many players these days wear
Yeah.
OBJ
Yeah,
wore
and I
a
don't have
fucking watch.
I don't. Well, he got fined for that.
400,000 rolling.
Right.
But like, I don't have a problem with it, and I don't think that was necessarily like Cam's fault because after the play, like after the game, if somebody's trying to grab
He
shit
went
on your
for
neck,
it on purpose.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was after the game.
Right.
Yeah, I would be pissed too.
And if you think about it, Cam's personality, it fits right into it. So you can, if you're a Dolphins player or Dolphins coach, you can go with the narrative, Cam started something, or Cam was too fired, Cam said something, he wasn't trying to rip the chain off, Cam overreacted.
But
I
they
don't think
haven't
that's
been
what
able,
happened.
they
No,
haven't
I
been
don't.
able to fabricate that story.
They've tried.
They've tried, but it's not stick. They've gotten reports that said no.
Right, and I like that people are on Cam Newton's side, especially when
For
everybody
once.
was against him.
Yeah.
Yep. Honestly, when it comes to Cam Newton, I'm still not quite sold yet. Just because he didn't have a ton of passes. He only completed 15 passes. Right? He got both his touchdowns rushing. Miami's defense didn't look very good, and they got some tough opponents coming out. The next couple weeks to play the Chiefs, Seattle, the 49ers, the Bills, and the Ravens. I think that's really going to test Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's going to need to throw a lot more passes.
My theory on that is I actually don't think... Because first off, let's give Josh McDaniels a lot of credit for changing this offense for Cam, and for a week it looked really, really good.
They made it really efficient.
Made it very efficient. I don't even think that's all what we could see from New England. I think they limited the playbook to see what worked, see what didn't work, and I think when next week when they play Seattle, they're going to open up the playbook for Cam, and they also didn't really need to because they were playing a bad Miami team.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a whole different game.
I think we'll see a lot more from Cam, or at least we'll have the chance to see what Cam can really do against a really good Seattle team.
Yeah, I'm excited. It gives me more faith in Cam than I had before the season. Like, I expected, I didn't expect Miami to be a 100% win.
Right.
Like, I did not expect us to dominate that, but...
I mean, I think one thing we can all at least agree on, for at least one game, Cam Newton looked like his old self, kind of.
Right, Cam didn't look like
he looked like a healthy Cam, and that was awesome.
One thing I really noticed is there was a lot of flares of like the Patriot style of play, but also just Cam was allowed to do Cam.
Right, they're letting Cam be Cam within the Patriot way.
Yeah. And that's it. Can we also talk about Bill Belichick, how great he is for just bringing in Cam, letting Cam be Cam.
Nobody signed. Everybody had a chance to sign Cam Newton.
Yep.
He wasn't signed for what? 80 days, something like 3 months, basically.
Yep.
Too damn long.
And
the Patriots signed him, and look what happened.
And they signed him on bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Right. I think his contract's going to get restructured. They were already restructuring a couple other guys.
I don't know. I think Cam might actually have a chance to earn some of his incentives. Because Cam is making $7 million if he takes them to the Super Bowl.
Right, but I think they'll rework it so that he will earn 7 if they don't take him to the Super Bowl.
I think he's gonna.
If he plays
I think he's gonna earn at least 4. But the cap hit doesn't
way
happen
under what he
until
should
next year.
get.
Yeah, I mean, so far Cam Newton's my pick for comeback player of the year so far. So
Well, this week, yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
I don't know though, because the next game, Raiders Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater looked decent.
yeah, made a few mistakes, missed some throws, but
He does have that 75-yarder to Robbie Anderson.
he did. That was an insanely nice throw. It just proved that Carolina has legit weapons. They lost because of a rookie mistake call of a coach.
Yeah.
Fourth and inches or whatever. Give it to your athlete, Christian McCaffrey. Just give it to your best player.
Yeah,
Let
that
him
was
do
a
the work.
mistake.
It was a mistake, but I don't that was literally it. It was a rookie mistake of a head coach. You overthought it.
I think
You
the
tr- you
biggest
tried
thing
to-
is like Christian McCaffrey's not the guy that goes through people.
But
Goes fourth and
makes
inches.
nobody makes people miss.
But do you really have to worry about missing if you have 8 people on your person?
Obviously, they were ready for the fullback. I mean,
Honestly, what should have happened is they should have done like a fullback fake and sent Christian McCaffrey out on a swing.
even what they could is let's say like you do have 8 guys in the box like that, halfback toss to McCaffrey. Who's going to catch him?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like there's so many options you could have done with McCaffrey other than a fullback time up the middle, which they were somewhat ready for. They were ready for something up the middle. So for me, that's just a rookie mistake by a head coach, which he'll obviously fix that because this is his first NFL gig. But I thought it was a really good debut for Teddy in that offense. Defense looked horrendous like we all expected, but Panthers are going to be a tough out all year. Like Panthers they may win only like 4 to 5 games, but like they'll put up some points.
It'll be a good game every time.
I have an unrelated Patriots question. Who was their starting kicker before? Who was going to be their kicker for this next year?
So it's been Rohrwasser, Justin Rohrwasser, who they drafted.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Did you look up to see if Marshall was a dome or not?
They are not
outdoors.
adults.
They're not, so they are outdoors.
They are not. But
So-
I it's safe to say that West Virginia is probably a little bit nicer weather. Actually, I suppose never mind. That doesn't really play a factor.
Right now it's fair weather everywhere.
Right.
But I'm wondering how bad Justin Rohrwasser is for them to bring back Nick Foles.
No kidding.
Well, because they brought him. They moved. He was on their practice squad.
Yeah, they
moved
both
him-
were on the practice squad.
And they moved him up for the game, and then a little bit ago they just signed him to a contract for the full year.
Really?
Yeah, so he's gonna be Nick Foles is gonna be the kicker for the full year for the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Well, I figured that was what's going to happen, but
I was just surprised they didn't give
Was there-
what's his face a chance to play in the regular
Rohrwasser?
game. Yeah.
I mean, Bill has done it before. We saw Bill move on from Adam Vinatieri, draft Gostkowski,
Move on from Gostkowski.
draft Justin Rohrwasser, but he must just not like Justin Rohrwasser.
That's true. Well, we were talking about rookies. Joe Burrow. He looked real in his first start.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
He lived
Yeah,
up to the hype.
Joe Burrow is, with everything considered. Joe Burrow looked really good with all things considered.
Yeah.
Should've
Without
won.
an offensive line.
Without
Burrow
an offensive line, young head coach, going up against a legit Los Angeles Chargers defense,
Yep.
he looked really impressive.
That was one of the games that I actually watched more of, and he was definitely the bright spot
On a
Both-
bad Bengals team.
on a bad. Honestly, both teams struggled. Tyrod
Yeah.
struggled. Both
Yeah.
offenses were not very good. He was probably one of the better offensive players out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Burrow, just wait till you get the right pieces around him. Since Cincinnati could be a problem. I think Joe Burrow proved that he's a better prospect than Baker. I think
Yeah.
he's better than Sam Darnold. He has a chance to be the best QB that Cincinnati's had in a long, long time.
Oh, the
He did not
disrespect
have
to
a good
Andy
passer
Dalton.
rating, though.
No, he
And the
did.
disrespect to Carson Palmer.
Oh yeah, forgot about him.
Oh,
It's-
it's because he threw a pick and no interceptions. That's why.
Well, yeah, no, he, like I said, obviously he made a few rookie mistakes, but that's gonna happen. Like, if you kind of have to grade Joe Burrow on a curve, because he is obviously a rookie, he had one elite year in college, and he plays for probably the worst assembled roster in football other than Jacksonville. But even Jacksonville proved that they have some talent on that team.
Worst assembled roster in football besides New York.
Jets or Giants?
I think the Giants didn't look
The
actually
Giants.
that bad.
The Giants' offensive line struggled.
Oh, yeah. Giants'
But
offensive line's
They're
horrendous.
not the worst, though. They're not the worst in their division, even.
This
Exactly.
is
Who was
God.
Cleveland was the worst?
No, Giants weren't the worst offensive line
Oh,
in the division.
sorry.
No.
So Eagles were the worst.
Carson Wentz was sacked 8 times.
Yeah, because of they're missing half their people.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, they were missing a lot of players.
They're missing 3 starting offensive linemen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Carson
mean,
still played like shit though.
He
He could
I
have.
don't know.
He could have done better than he did.
He got sacked 8 times. He dropped back like 40 times. Carson Wentz had a rough night. And
Could have played better.
He was getting beat up.
he was getting
But I'm just gonna say this. I'm just saying it's been a week. I understand there was injuries, but like that Washington defense, that's a legit defense. That is just all I'm gonna say about. Are we at that point that game yet? Or are we
I
just,
kind
Yeah,
of
we
wanted
can
to
go.
add one more thing about the last night's game, the Giants.
We haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Washington's defense, yeah, it's good. Ron Rivera, it makes a difference for that team. Dwayne Haskins came back and played much better in the second half. Chase Young, oh, he's fucking good. Chase Young's really good.
Chase Young.
Oh, he's really good.
Defensive rookie of the
Oh
year.
yeah, yep. He was the highest.
Yeah.
He was the highest rated rookie in Pro Football Focus, and it wasn't even close. He
looked
was
very
incredible.
nice out there.
Yeah, he.
Looked like a veteran.
Yep, Yep.
Do you know who was the PFF's highest rated offensive player?
Offensive lineman or
No,
just
player.
player in general.
Yeah.
My friend.
Andrew Whitworth.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers was.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He
Yeah.
started out looking a little shaky, but then he just went off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aaron-
the Packers' first couple drives kind of stalled out in the end, but they were fine.
What was the game last year where somebody was shut out for 3 quarters, or like was held in check? Wasn't it the Packers Vikings game last year?
It might have been.
Because I think it was the Packers were held in check for like 3 quarters.
Oh yeah, Packers scored 21 points in the first quarter, didn't score the rest of the game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they still won.
Yeah, so going into the fourth quarter of this Packers game, they'd only allowed Kirk Cousins to complete 4 passes, and they only allowed 10 points.
And then
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins came back.
And then they switched to their preventative defense, and they fucking threw it down the field to end the game.
Yeah.
Which is the epitome of Kirk Cousins. Get garbage yards,
Yep.
garbage time stats.
But it doesn't matter.
I'll take it for fantasy because Adam Thielen finished with 31.
Yeah,
Right.
But isn't that not vintage Kirk Cousins?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
really is.
Put just garbage time stats.
Which I mean, it makes him look better
Yeah.
after the fact.
Right, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's still good. He's still-
Devontae Adams is also very good.
Yep, Devontae
Yes,
Adams
he
is
is.
You
top.
didn't catch that.
Yep, Devontae Adams is a top 5 receiver in football. You can maybe even argue top 3 with how he played.
Yeah, I would say
I tried to trade him away in fantasy.
Ooh, bad decision.
Who didn't take it?
You didn't.
I didn't.
You didn't.
Whack. Probably was a bad trade.
Oh, it really wasn't.
Maybe. But when we're talking about the North, you know who had a game, Noah? You know who played 10 times better than Carson Wentz? Mitch Trubisky, especially in the fourth.
All right, I will give Mitch Trubisky.
Trubisky.
I will give Mitch Trubisky his moment. He was bad for 3 quarters and had an insane fourth quarter.
The next Tim Tebow, let me tell you.
I will give Mitch
Trubisky.
Trubisky his shining moment because this will be his only good moment. But I will say this: he was awful for 3 quarters. But in that fourth quarter,
That's all I care about.
right? He did have an insane fourth quarter, and that did end up making the difference.
Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch fucking Trubisky.
I was like, let's fucking.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then the
Julio.
Lions lost,
I
and I
don't
was like, oh.
Well, right, and even
Yeah.
and then
Well,
they.
the Lions. I don't know what you guys expect.
Well,
every year you guys are like, oh man, the Lions. I'm like, don't get your
Every
hopes
year.
up.
Okay, but the
Don't
thing
get
is,
your hopes
the
up.
thing is though, is they should have won. DeAndre fucking
They
Swift.
always do that. That's the epitome of the Lions. They always do that.
When I saw the end of that game, I'm just like, why do I do this every year? I always hype up the Lions. I always think they could be a sneaky team, and they always have the chance to, but they never finish it out. And then they're going to win like 3 games this year, and they're going to be top 5 in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Right, but you always think about, they're always in every single game. They get me ready. They're like, oh yeah, Lions, they're gonna win this one. No,
So-
just kidding.
So why is Mr. Man's pissed? Allen Robinson.
Contract disputes, and he has to play with Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mainly contract disputes.
And Mr. Trubisky doesn't help, though.
Yeah. Allen Robinson, all he's ever known has been Blake Bortles, Mr. Trubisky.
He
That's
wants
all
to
he's
go
ever
to
known.
the contender.
I saw an interesting stat. So the Lions obviously can't close out games.
Right.
Last year, you know what team was actually the worst at it? The Cowboys. The Cowboys went 1-7 on games that they were losing by a single score.
Damn. I know the
That's why they
Broncos
won 8-8
did really
last
bad
year.
with that
All the
last
boys.
year, too.
Oh, can't wait to get to
And-
that game.
Yeah, they did it again. The first game of the year, they did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to that game, let's take a trip up to the same division we're talking about. Let's go to, the two contenders in that. The Cardinals and 49ers.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
I loved it too.
Ky-
And I told you that the Cardinals are my Super Bowl pick.
Kyler's. I won't go that far yet.
No,
I will.
either.
But Kyler Murray, yeah, he's a superstar.
Okay.
Arizona's the best offense in the league this year.
They put up 24 points on one of the best defenses in the league, and the defense played well.
It wasn't like the defense played bad.
No, they really didn't.
Do you see the 49ers signing Sanu today?
I did.
I really good pickup.
Yep,
I
Mohamed
think
Sanu's
that
a
that's-
49er now.
Mohamed Sanu.
Yep, Mohamed Sanu's a 49er.
Mohamed Sanu.
Can we
The
also?
guy that couldn't make the struggling Patriots wide receiver core.
Well,
All
the Niners receivers are hurt.
Yeah. They won't get Debo back till week 4.
Brandon
And
Ayuk.
Tavon Austin's hurt, and Brandon Ayuk are hurt for a couple weeks too.
Ayuk is shaky. He might make it back in. But I think they might just wait it out at this point.
Probably.
Can we talk about how bad Jimmy G was in the clutch too?
Oh, you expected it though.
Yeah, I still
Jimmy
think.
G's not as good as people.
Nope, I agree. He's closer to Dak Prescott than he is Carson Wentz.
Well, he's closer to Carson Wentz, like Sunday than he is closer to
Well,
Carson Wentz the year.
I was gonna say, we'll disregard this week because that was a bad.
Did us talking shit about the Eagles summon you?
I was gonna say John walked in just as we were talking about Carson. It's okay. I mentioned that the O-line had some injuries. It's all right. John's not gonna be able to hit him next week. Mob Squad taking it to Philly this week.
We might as well move to Rams. Looking like they're
Sean McVay is a goddamn genius. What a smart, innovative man. He changed this whole offense to tend to Jared Goff, to this bad offensive line, into our weak running back core. What a fucking genius.
Cam Akers was disappointed.
Yes, but
Malcolm Brown was not.
Malcolm Brown was not.
Which is weird because I saw a thing that showed all the picks that the Rams have used in the last couple of years on running backs and trading for running backs and all this stuff. And then Malcolm Brown, who they've had for years, is like a 6-year starter in the NFL, is their new back.
Yeah. Well, and Sean McVay was going to take this game to kind of throw everyone in, see what worked, and once they saw Malcolm Brown work, they just we're not turning back. He's our starter. I think he should be our starter. I think Cam will get better. I think he'll have the chance to. He's only a rookie, but if Malcolm Brown's going to be our guy for this year, I'll take it. He's not going to make things look pretty. He's not going to get sexy 70-yard flashy plays, but
he doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to. Not in this offense. The way we played was so great. Quick passes, screen plays, get the ball out quick, milk out clock, wear out the defense. All the Rams need to just do is just finish out drives.
I got the perfect nickname for the Rams offense. The blue collar offense.
Blue collar.
Because,
they
got blue in their uniforms.
They do.
So the collars are blue. That's with both. Well, I think it's actually yellow with their home ones. I'm not
And they get to work.
But they just go in, punch out.
Yeah. Sean McVay is, like I said, Sean McVay's still a genius. And I think what they did the other day was what they just need to keep doing. Because I think last year they went away from it. I don't know if it was the expectations. Everyone talking about this offense and whatever. Offensive line played bad. Too many trying to get that big play. This year they just fixed things. And the offensive line for the Rams looked very, very good. Andrew Whitworth was the highest graded tackle in PFF this week. Austin Blythe, who moved to center, looks extremely comfortable, was PFF's third-ranked center, and having Rob Havenstein back there at right tackle, because he was hurt last year, again, such a difference. I was so happy, especially doing it against the Cowboys. And our defense, held their own. The defense that I worry about, Aaron Donald's still great. Jalen Ramsey's good. Some of our rookies played well. Jordan Fuller, big clutch tackle on CeeDee Lamb. Kenny Young played well in our really weak linebacking core. It was fun. It made me happy.
One thing that does suck, though, for the Cowboys is their injuries that they had. Blake Jordan out for the year.
Yep. Leighton Vander Esch out for 6 weeks.
It's tough losses for them, especially when they don't really have a tight end in the first place.
Right.
And then Leighton Vander Esch coming back after being injured all last season.
Hurt again.
Yeah.
I mean, just continue improving. Dak is not elite. Dak is not worth $40 million. Dak is an above-average quarterback. Dak can't win it on his own. Dak needs everything around him to work. And, yeah, Dak Prescott, the jury's out on him, I feel like, at this point. I feel like it's not obvious what you see, what Dak Prescott is.
Gardner Minshew's better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he sure looked like it on Sunday.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but...
Like I said...
Minshew is top 10 quarterback in the league.
I would.
I will not... If Gardner Minshew can play like that
the
all...
number 1 quarterback in the league.
Right. Mahomes got nothing on him.
No, not at all.
I will say Gardner Minshew was the best quarterback in the state of Florida on Sunday.
It sure as hell was not
Thomas Brady.
or Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Sure it was not fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Patriots starting off where they left off, lead season in interception.
Because they played the Dolphins week 1.
Well, yeah, but nonetheless, the Patriots secondary is the only thing that didn't get hit.
And they'll get to play the Jets too, so
Yeah.
I don't.
Just beat up on my boy Sam Darnold.
They'll also probably get some fumbles from Josh Allen.
Yeah, probably.
That is one game we did talk about. The Patriot, or not the Patriots.
The Bills.
Tom
yeah.
Brady.
Tom Brady and the
Brady.
Saints. Tampa Bay. Yeah, we gotta talk about that game.
Yeah, that
we
game-
have to.
It wasn't as good as I was expecting.
Tom Brady now has 7 rushing touchdowns in his career.
Tom Brady played better than Drew Brees. Changed my mind.
I still don't agree with that, but I can't change your mind.
Drew Brees looked inaccurate. Drew Brees looked old. Drew Brees didn't have the same zing on the ball early, and I thought he made some poor decisions.
Tom Brady has thrown more pick sixes in his last 2 games than Aaron Rodgers has thrown in his career.
That's insane.
Ooh,
That's insane.
that's a stat.
Let's just throw
It's
Aaron.
only 2.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers won.
If there's one thing Aaron Rodgers doesn't do, he doesn't turn the ball over.
It was something like, there was some stat like in the regular season. Oh, no. Tom Brady hasn't thrown a multiple interception game in like 8 years.
Until New Orleans.
Yep.
I think Tampa will be just fine. Because if you really just put it in perspective, Tom Brady, this was the first game that anybody's played. He's learning a new offense and new teammates against one of the best teams in the NFC. I don't think anybody, and I talk about it off the air. Like I said, did any of us pick New Orleans to lose that game? No, we all expected New Orleans to win that game. They'll figure that stuff out. Tom Brady always does. They'll be fine. Again, still not winning that division, but
They'll be okay.
playoff team. Well, if Drew Brees keeps playing like he did on Sunday, they might have a shot. Drew Brees might take him out of football games, and without Michael Thomas, I don't know.
That's true. Michael Thomas will be out.
I don't know. Drew Brees did not look very good, in my opinion.
Well, we might as well go on to Monday. Yeah. Hey, commentary was okay.
I did. I weirdly liked Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit.
Yep.
I weirdly did.
It was different, and I liked it. I wish they'd stick with it instead of, just them week 1 week, and then
I know.
back to college.
I know.
Do you know who's going to be one of the commentators for the Packers and Lions game?
Ooh.
Greg Jennings.
Really?
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings.
Great.
He really be
doesn't
putting
like-
that booth on his back though.
I really hope he doesn't break his leg in the booth.
Greg Jennings.
Maybe that'd be better for him, though. Who knows?
You're gonna put that booth on his back though.
Wow, I feel like Greg Jennings is just gonna shit all over the Packers in commentary.
Oh, probably. But it'll be okay, though.
I still love Tony Romo as an announcer.
Oh yeah, Terry Romo's the best announcer in football.
Did he commentate this week?
I think so.
Yeah, he did
I would
the
assume so.
Patriots game.
Oh, he did? I didn't even
I watched the
pay
Patriots
attention.
game.
Well, I watched parts of it, but I didn't
Yeah, no, it was like if you notice that he stopped doing his basically calling at each team out on what exactly they were doing, and then second half, that's all he did. Thank you, Tony.
Tony, this is what you're good at.
But Giants, they lost, but they didn't do as bad as I was expecting.
Their O-line did as bad as
their O-line was.
To be fair, they have a tackle playing center right now.
But Daniel Jones did not look.
No,
bad.
he had flashes. It just proves that he still needs an O-line. He still needs weapons.
But who doesn't need an O-line?
I mean, if you don't have an O-line, you'll...
Russell Wilson doesn't need an O-line.
He's the only guy in football.
I'd like to see Patrick Mahomes without an O-line, honestly. Can we make that happen?
Please?
So the Packers lost 2 offensive linemen in their game. So by the second half, our only offensive lineman, we had 2 rookies playing, and the only one playing their position was our center. Everybody else was playing a different position.
So the thing is, Aaron Rodgers, for the most part, doesn't need his O-line. Now there is a limit. There is a limit on how long Aaron Rodgers can go without an O-line.
Yeah.
Because that's how
I will say this: as impressive as Rodgers was, and I will not discredit how great Rodgers was because he was amazing.
Not as good as Gardner.
He did play a really young and really inexperienced Minnesota secondary, which obviously got exposed. And obviously, I'm not going to sit there and fault Rodgers for taking advantage of a weakened secondary because that's just what good quarterbacks do. Did Yannick Ngakoue play on
whole game?
Whole game. Okay.
He didn't play that fantastic.
Didn't play that well. Danielle Hunter did not play. And for an interior defense line from Minnesota that also is really young and inexperienced and not very good, I think Minnesota clearly lacked the pass rush. But again, can't discredit how good Aaron Rodgers played because he was insanely good.
What do you think of Big Ben? I was just on Big Ben.
Big Ben, for the first time playing in a year, looked good. Made some good throws, especially that one to Chase Claypool.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was good.
But it wasn't like he wasn't. So
he was not.
If you watch, he was hyped.
No, but the thing
he wasn't as good as.
But the thing is do any of us really at this point to expect the old Big Ben at this point in his career?
No. I didn't even expect Big Ben to keep playing. So
right, and I thought what we saw from Big Ben as a Steelers fan should be really encouraging because if you don't need Big Ben to dominate football games like you used to anymore. You just need him to be serviceable, more serviceable than Mason Rudolph and Devlin Hodges. Because with those 2 quarterbacks, with how good that Pittsburgh defense is, they went 8-8 last year. If Big Ben plays like that, that's a 10-win football team, and they're a wild card team.
Honestly, if the Steelers quarterbacks last year weren't a dumpster fire, I could have seen Ben not coming back.
Well, if you listen to what Big Ben said after the game, he's not playing the game because he wants to play the game because he wanted to play. He wants more things. The only reason he's playing is because his teammates, he believes that with that defense, the talent on the team, he believes that he can get them to the postseason.
Make a run.
And without Big Ben, he doesn't think that they can do it. So the only reason he's doing it is for his team.
With Big Ben.
Oh yeah, and I knew that would happen. I knew Juju was gonna have a bounce back year. I mean, obviously, again, one game, all week we're over it. I mean, first off, week 1 is all about overreactions, and I love it. Because we all talk about what could be from week 1. But, like, Juju had a good game. I knew that would happen. He's on pace to have a bounce-back year. With Big Ben, I knew it would happen.
Remember when Sweeney drafted Juju with her first pick, and then she benched him?
Yeah! I was like, what are you doing?
Why would you bench him against the Giants? Our defense is awful.
I'm curious if
Logan Ryan, she's scared.
If Sweeney would have adjusted her lineup, if she would have actually been able to beat me, I don't think so.
I don't know. But, that game was something. Titans, Broncos, that was...
Drew Lock was eh.
That was a game.
Like, the game was eh.
I didn't watch it, actually. I watched the Giants Steelers. I didn't watch it.
Well...
Tennessee, Denver was kind of ugly.
Here's the thing. Denver did a lot better than they should have done with all their injuries and everything.
Right.
But Denver wasn't special. And the Titans, they did okay, but they weren't special. The kicking sucked until the last offensive play of the game for them, where he made it, and then I went to bed sad. The Broncos should have won. Vic Fangio didn't call a timeout in the last 4 minutes of the game when they were on defense, and we were stopping them all night. But it's okay because there's always next week when we can lose against the Steelers. But hey, Cortland Sutton, he's making progress to return.
That's good.
Von Miller's surgery was successful.
Good.
What about, did KJ Hamler end up playing?
No,
KJ
he did not play.
did not play.
Oh,
He will be playing this week.
okay, good.
He just barely didn't quite make it. Philip Lindsay, after going out in the second half,
So who are your receivers? Who played for Denver receivers?
Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy,
A rookie.
and then they did a bunch of tight ends so that we had Nick Van Hat, Noah Fant. Noah Fant had an excellent game, and then Jake Butt. So we played two receivers all night, or two tight ends all night.
Who was the other receiver other than Judy?
Judy and Tim Patrick.
Oh no, and also
I
saw Tyree Cleveland made a couple catches. That rookie out of Florida.
Just a couple.
It was a couple.
It wasn't.
I just remember him from the Hail Mary catch against Tennessee. That's all I really remember that time. Tyree Cleveland. And the Florida announcer going bonkers. Tyree Cleveland.
But from that game, if that's how the season's gonna go, I'm not gonna be upset because we are injury riddled. But the Titans should have delivered a lot more. Derrick Henry was not. You paid Derrick Henry. He didn't have the game that you expected him to have. He was, even though he had 100 yards, he didn't look.
He needed 30 plus carries to get to that point.
Yeah, but another thing is I think his name's Aaron Evans. They're like middle linebacker, punching Jake Butt.
Yeah, getting ejected. I was all for that because Jake Butt started it.
Did you guys see Cam Jordan got away with a punch?
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter. It's like fucking wailed somebody. Nobody caught it though.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought the Saints were playing a little dirty for part of the game.
To be fair, the refs coddle the Rams now, but they still coddle the Saints ever since that game.
Okay,
The refs weren't horrible as I thought. They missed a couple calls and they called a
The
couple
refs coddle the Rams.
But they didn't.
By the way, that was offensive PI on Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Jalen Ramsey. If
sold it.
No,
Very well.
here's the thing.
He did. It was so funny.
No. Okay, so yes, he did over dramatize it, but this is what I will say. If you watch the route develop, Jalen Ramsey was stride for stride, pace for pace with Michael Gallup, and then all of a sudden you see a movement by Gallup, and then boom, separation.
See, the reason why I didn't think it is because he didn't extend his arm. His arm never went past this, so to me that wouldn't count. I wouldn't think that would count as pass interference.
Right, but if it creates separation, like obvious separate, then it was, and if based on the rule, that is offensive PI. Sorry, Michael Gallup, you're a dumbass.
Refs coddle the Rams.
I don't think so.
Refs got away with, or Rams got away with something.
I thought it was a clean game. I thought refs made the right call on both teams. And you know what? And also, by the way, they can fuck off with that offensive PI because what was that fucking Aldon Smith?
Oh, yeah,
what was that bullshit that led to Jared Goff's only interception, which was not his fault? So yeah, fuck you, Dallas. Fuck you, referees. We deserve that win.
Oh, Heat Celtics going in overtime.
What?
Here, man.
Yo!
Let's go.
106.
No!
Franchise mode. What are you thinking about the Rams this year?
Okay, obviously we have now started a football season, so this is just what I want to run it down. I saw what Sean McVay did offensively. I love it. 2 thumbs up. Do it all year. Try and get Cam Akers more involved. I would like to see him develop better, but if Malcolm Brown's going to be the guy all year, he's proven he can do it, keep doing it. I would love to get Cooper Kupp more involved in terms of the screen plays. They did a lot with Robert Woods and Tyler Higbee. Let Cooper Kupp do his thing. Defensively, it's going to be development. It's going to be tough. I would just play the young guys because you know what? We're not Super Bowl contenders by any stretch of the words. So what we can do is we can try and develop these young guys, build off of that for next year. Like Jordan Fuller played very, very good. I thought Terrell Burgess made a couple plays. Kenny Young played well. I mean, obviously Aaron Donald's incredible. In terms of what they need to start looking for in the draft, I'm not going to panic and say offensive line yet, because the offensive line played very well. I'm not going to panic and say O-line yet. We need a linebacker. I would love another person to go get the quarterback not named Aaron Rodgers. Or Aaron Donald. Depending on what happens with Robert Woods, we may need another. Well, we did just draft Van Jefferson, so it kind of depends on how everything plays out. But as of right now, my early analysis is we still need a linebacker. And we still, offensive line, depending on how the year goes, I would personally like maybe just another receiver for whatever happens to Robert Woods. I think safety position's good. I think our secondary can be pretty good with Jalen Ramsey and I can't remember his name. He played really well. I can't remember his name. Morris. I don't remember his name. Gosh dang it, I feel like a bad fan. I know, I'm a fake fan.
Well, at least he admitted it after all these years.
Right, fake fan. No, but I can't remember. Now it's gonna bug me. You should look up Rams corners quick.
While you're doing that, here, really quick. I now have more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley. Everybody, let's go!
I was watching that. I was like, man. I was watching this game. I was like, I gotta see how much I should be frustrated with not taking
Darius Williams. Darius Williams, that's the guy. He played well.
Saquon Barkley averaged 0.4 yards per carry.
That's bad.
Yeah.
He had 15 carries for 6 yards.
Well, he started the game
he was
8
negative.
carries for negative 8
He was
yards.
negative for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah. I was like,
I think he had 1 rush where he got 10 yards. And
the
that was the only positive run.
The Steelers front 7 is
God
tier.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers pass rush alone can make a good offensive line look bad.
Yeah.
Let alone the Giants potentially mediocre.
Yeah.
But
No.
they could be a mediocre offensive line,
Like I said,
but just played against Pittsburgh.
Steelers defense is top 10, probably top 5 in football right now. TJ Watt's an animal. Cameron Hayward, Devin Bush. That secondary is really good too.
The Steelers had 2 defensive linemen get interceptions.
Yeah.
Well,
And
TJ
Watt
Watt's
had one?
technically a linebacker.
He's technically an edge, but I know what you mean. Yeah, but it's
But
funny.
he was playing at.
Well, no, it's funny because if you watch that interception, he was gonna go rush, and then he just kind of was like, "Wait a minute, I'm not." I see. He's just gonna backs up, picks it off, and then
Yeah.
It was really just a play on his end.
it was a smart football play.
Yeah, I wouldn't even blame Daniel Jones much so for that.
I wouldn't. It was just a smart football play.
So Darius Williams looked good.
Yes, he did.
Actually, one of Cam's biggest problems that I kind of picked out from Patriots game, his passes are way too low over that line. Cam is going to experience some trouble with getting some swats and some potential interceptions from defensive linemen because they go right above the head of the offensive line and the defensive line. But it's really interesting. Random nitpicky thing, but
Well, and right, it's not nitpicking until it becomes an actual factor.
right. But if you just look, the way Cam throws it, he throws it just there, and it's interesting because Cam's 6'5". He's the same height as these guys. He's throwing just straight. The mechanics are weird.
Kyler doesn't have that issue.
No.
That's because Kyler goes like this. He has to flick it up here.
Right, but he's good. But he's really good at it. So,
Yeah.
You realize Kyler Murray in all of his rushing attempts, he had 96 rushing attempts. He only got touched once
Impressive.
because he either slid or got out of bounds. No one could catch him.
Williams fan turning into a Cardinals fan?
No, I'm just putting respect on greatness when I see it.
Okay.
He's gonna be, this Cardinals team is ass. The week after Chandler Jones gets 8 sacks and Isaiah Simmons gets a pick and
Cardinals could be. The defense played a lot better than I expected too. I will say that about the Cardinals.
Isaiah Simmons is looking really good. He needs to learn some of the NFL shift stuff because there's just he can get tricked.
Yeah, because you want to know why? Because he's a rookie.
What? No.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Some potentially breaking news coming out. Big Ten's coming back.
What?
The Nebraska president, Ted Carter, was on didn't know he was on a hot mic, and he said, "We're getting ready to announce the Huskers in Big Ten football tonight."
Woo! Woo!
It's rumored that Week 1 will start October 16th.
Yes! Gophers! Gophers are taking the Big Ten!
Hopefully
Probably not, but
they make this announcement.
and Pat Pac-12 is set to announce that they're going to be returning on Thursday. It's all coming together. We're getting an actual college football season.
I'm excited for it.
Yes!
Fantastic.
God, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. We might as well go to our
Pick'ems.
Our pick'ems this week.
One second, I gotta grab my phone because it was charging.
Alrighty. First game of the week this Thursday. After a great Thursday, a great team to start out Thursday Night Football last week. This week we're going to two first pick quarterbacks here. We got the Bengals at the Browns. I think Odell's going to get shit on, and I think the Bengals take it 24-14.
I think it was kind of hard to tell how the Bengals are going to do this year, just because I think both the Chargers and the Bengals struggled in that game, but the Browns also struggled. So this is going to be the struggle bus game of the week. I'm going to give it to Joe Burrow. I just have more faith in him, I guess, right now than I have the Browns. So 24-21 Bengals.
I was really tempted to put my score, and then for who's winning, I was just going to put the orange team.
Oh,
they're both in orange.
Orange team will win.
The orange team will win. But I decided to give the edge to the Bengals here. I have it 21-20, so it's a very close game. I feel like how bad the Browns struggled is probably also just to do with the fact they play the Ravens, which the Ravens
are going to win the Super Bowl.
Are Super Bowl. I doubt that they're going to not make the Super Bowl, let alone win it. Like, Ravens Chiefs is probably like a
we can honestly we can probably lock that up as the AFC Championship if we're being real.
Unless you ask Nate Burleson.
What does Nate Burleson think?
Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
because of Cam.
Oh my lord!
But hey, if it happens, Nate Burleson was the only one.
Could you imagine that happening? Cam Newton led the Super Bowl. Do you realize just Bill Belichick's just sitting there like?
I think he's already actually seen Bill Belichick smile besides in that one Subway commercial.
Hey. It's a two-parter. There's two of them.
There's a second part?
Can we also talk about that, by the way? Just how New England is kind of opening up a little bit.
Bill
Belichick's in a commercial.
But he still won't go in mad.
Isn't he a couple commercials?
Yeah.
The Subway one.
Two Subway ones.
And I thought I saw him somewhere else, too. I'm like, is that Bill Belichick? What's he doing?
Well, Bill Belichick was in some of the NFL 100 ones from last year.
Right, but these are legit fun commercials.
Now he just opens up and
how many commercials Patrick Mahomes is in?
He's in a lot.
So many commercials.
Well, I really like the new State Farm one with Jake from State Farm where Patrick Mahomes is no-look passing. All right, you can wear the ring, but only for today.
I saw him in a Hy-Vee commercial, and he threw a football at some family's picnic, and
I saw him
he felt bad at it. I saw one of my coworkers, and I saw him, like, I don't even know if I would be sad if that happened. I'd be like, it's okay, Patrick.
It's okay. You want to just sign this ball for me?
Yeah, just sign the ball, and we're fine.
Nobody's in more commercials than my friend Baker Mayfield, though.
Oh, I don't know how
Ooh, that's live sports.
I like
this is Baker Mayfield's head on not Baker Mayfield's body.
I like the one where he's protecting his house.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Like they are
or the book club one, that one's pretty decent. Yeah, it's just Baker Mayfield, but better actor than football.
You know,
player.
I actually got kind of an interesting point brought up.
Jason Tatum. Oh! Bam just swore the fuck out of Jason Tatum. Oh fuck!
Bam! Out of bio.
Oh my fuck!
Anyway.
Oh my god, Bam out of bio. Oh
Bam
fuck!
said out of bio, yo.
Dude, that was disrespectful. Get that weak shit out of here.
So, an interesting point got brought up. Do you think Bill Belichick doesn't want to be in Madden until Madden's turned into Belichick?
Belichick NFL 20. Belichick NFL 30.
Well,
they got to think of something new for 25. So they already released Madden 25. So, Belichick 25? Belichick 25? Belichick 25?
It's probably not going to happen.
Belichick's the best coach in NFL history. I feel like we have no arguments against that.
I mean, yeah.
Like, there's literally, like... Granted, apparently he still hasn't caught up to Don Shula's winningness record.
So beautiful.
Okay. Well, Don Shula is considered the most winningest.
What am I flashing right now, Brendan?
5 rings.
5 middle fingers.
Well, actually, if you want to be technical, so let's see. So 6, 7.
He's 7?
Yeah, he won one with the Giants when he was an
yeah.
assistant. Miami Heat 117-114.
Guys, Miami
Final?
might make...
Is that the final?
That's final score.
Miami might make it up 1-0. But who do you have for the Bengals game, Noah?
Okay, so Browns look bad against an elite Baltimore team. Cincinnati just didn't look good. I think Cleveland has a better chance of bouncing back than Cincinnati because I think Cincinnati is just a bad roster. I think Cleveland just had a bad benefit with a new head coach, new system without playing any games against the AFC, the Super Bowl favorites. It's going to be an ugly game. 16-10, Cleveland bounces back.
You know, honestly, the more I've been thinking about it, I'm actually going to change my. I'm going to keep the score, but I'm going to change mine to the Browns.
Okay.
It's going to be a horrendously ugly game.
No, it's not going to be. Even the uniforms will be ugly, but
Yeah.
No, I actually kind of like Cleveland's uniforms.
not
I
matched
don't
up
like
with
Cleveland's.
the Bengals. It's going to be
Orange
It's
and
going to be an
orange.
orange and brown shit show.
Yeah.
OBJ gonna love it. Everybody else.
Yeah!
Right.
Wait, they're not doing the, like, white tiger print for the...
They could, I guess.
They might for
I
Thursday
love
night.
I
don't
love
know.
those white tiger prints, by the way.
You don't love it?
I love them.
Oh, I was like,
Because
I love it.
Last Thursday, the Texans and the Chiefs didn't wear anything special, did they?
No.
What?
It was the first Thursday.
Yeah, technically this is the first, Thursday night football. Patriots Seahawks.
Yeah, Sunday night, this is going to be a fun game, I think. Especially Russ having such a great game. Sunday, we didn't even have to talk about it. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
Russ played like
Who
Russ.
didn't play?
The
Atlanta.
Falcons.
Russell Wilson
yeah.
looked like the MVP of the league as of right
And
now.
he let's be honest, the past 5-ish years, he is, he's the MVP if you don't have these breakout guys.
True.
He's Mr. Consistent MVP. He's like the Ric Flair or the Shawn Michaels. He's just always the best, not necessarily.
He's always the best, but people just weirdly want
Right.
to put people ahead of him.
Right. With that being said, I have it being a close-ish game. I have the Seahawks winning 38-24. I think Cam Newton's going to look good in the first half, but Seahawks are just going to have a more powerful offense, and that's going to cause them to win.
So I also have the Seahawks winning. I think New England's going to come out. I think New England's even going to start the game winning. But I think once you get into that third, fourth quarter, I think Seattle's going to run away with it. And actually, my final score is actually 31-17.
Russell Wilson looked like the MVP. He's going to show it again. 35-21 Seattle.
I have a completely different game from all of you. Now, I'm going to put myself in check here. I put the Patriots as winning just because I'm trying to just send that message out to the universe here. Because, we're going to beat the Dolphins week 1. I want to just continue to actually win. Luckily, if we do win, we actually have a contender that we can say we beat. So, have that going for us instead of last year where we just had the easiest 10
And all-start ever.
But, nonetheless, I think that it is going to be a very low-scoring game. I have my final prediction, 18-17 New England. I think that it is going to be 3 touchdowns with no extra points from New England's side of things. But then...
Nick Folk not going to make one.
But it's going to go into half 14-0 Seattle. And then halftime adjustment, there's going to be some defensive plays made that is going to shut down Seattle. And also, I also am willing it this way because Jason Myers then doesn't have a lot of field goals like he probably will end up with.
And I have Jason Myers on my fantasy team.
Yes, you do. But, yeah, 18-17 New England, just because it would shake the world.
So I should change my score to 30-17 Seahawks, and then all 30 points being 10 field goals.
Russ would be so pissed off, even if they won.
Also, fantasy owners would be pissed off.
No one would be pissed off.
I would be horrendously upset.
Just start Cam.
Me sitting there with 50 points for my kicker.
What's
up?
Just start Cam, though.
I can't do that.
Not against Seattle.
Not against Seattle.
I would have started against Miami if it was Seattle.
Oh,
When they play the Jets, I'll start them against the Jets.
Start that
Right on.
Prescott.
No. I'm probably going to get rid of Dak Prescott.
Are you dropping?
Yeah. Right now, Cam and Dak are battling for my backup spot, and we all know who's winning the battle right now.
Cam.
Cam.
Another fun game this week, Monday Night Football, is the Saints at the Raiders. Raiders played pretty decent Sunday. Didn't play horrible. I
Who did they play
think
against?
the
Carolina.
Okay.
Panthers.
Who?
I like Josh Jacobs. I have Josh Jacobs in fantasy.
He's a beast.
So I have 28 points, 4 touchdowns, Josh Jacobs, 140 yards, Josh Jacobs. But Saints are winning 30-28.
I also have the Saints winning it. I don't have as quite as close game. I know the Raiders played against good against the Panthers, but the Saints aren't the Panthers. Obviously, they're the Saints. They're actually
Same division.
but I think the Saints are going to be a candidate to be one of the better teams in the NFC this year. So I have the Saints winning 28-18, but Josh Jacobs also getting 2 rushing touchdowns because I have him in several of my fantasy leagues.
Am I going next? Upset alert. Raiders upset the Saints. Here's why. Drew Brees did not play good against Tampa. I don't think that's a coincidence. Michael Thomas will not be playing. It's going to put a lot of more pressure on Drew Brees, more pressure on different guys, especially Emmanuel Sanders, who has never really been relied on as a number one. I think that the Raiders' offense is a legit team. I think Derek Carr played well. I think obviously Josh Jacobs is really good. Offensive line played better. Henry Ruggs could be an X factor. And first game in the new Las Vegas Stadium. No team's ever been to Las Vegas, which is going to be a stupid, weird factor, but could affect them in some way. Altitude difference, shining lights of Las Vegas, new stadium, whatever. I think the Raiders will come out and play motivated. Raiders get the win, 24-20. Drew Brees struggles again.
I would love for both the Niners and the Saints to start off with upsets this year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
I have the Saints still winning. I feel like although Vegas seems to be getting better and better, I don't think that New Orleans looks that shaky to where I could see that. I mean, I can see the potential upset, but I personally don't predict it.
I'll be the one to do it.
Mike Thomas, they're going to struggle.
I agree, no Michael Thomas. I had this score originally in the 40s for New Orleans, but now I only have it down to 32-24. Unfortunately, they still have Alvin Kamara.
Jared Cook, Emmanuel Sanders.
Alvin Kamara played well against Tampa.
Not really. Not in the running attack, at least.
But he was good receiving wise.
Yeah.
He had a touchdown and 3 catches for 12
I think
yards.
2 touchdowns.
Well, he had
a
a
rushing and receiving touchdown. Outside of that, didn't really do much.
I don't know. Alvin Kamara though is still going to be a weapon there.
Yeah, no, he's an X factor. I'm just saying he didn't play very well against Tampa. I don't think anyone really on the Saints wowed me. No one on the New Orleans Saints wowed me except Janoris Jenkins, Janoris Jenkins and Malcolm Jenkins. The Jenkins. They both played well.
I think there's also this third string wide receiver.
Will Lutz, Big Nuts Lutz.
There's this third string wide receiver for the Saints. I always forget his name. Emmanuel Sanders, number 2.
He's number 2?
Yes.
Yeah. Is Ted Ginn still in the Saints?
No.
No.
He's number 10. I know that doesn't help anybody. But, anyways, he is crazy. He has randomly good games, and I think this is going to be one of them. So, he's just really fast.
Dante Harris?
Number
Jaquan
11,
Smith.
right? Number 11?
No.
Maybe.
Number 10 is Traquan Smith.
Traquan Smith.
No, but who's that number 11 guy? Number 11 for the Saints. Shifty guy, quick. He's already a superstar on. He has like the superstar thing on Madden 21.
Maybe it's him instead.
Dante Harris, yeah.
Dante Harris, yep. He's
No, I was Traquan Smith. I was thinking.
well,
Dante Harris is a wide receiver.
Dante Harris is pretty good. He's speedy.
Yeah.
Like Drew Brees is. There was a moment of time where Drew Brees was still putting up numbers with like Willie Snead though.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's not the same Drew Brees though.
But he still has Emmanuel Sanders and
Who's never really been
Jared
relied.
Cook.
Except for last year, Emmanuel Sanders was a wide number 1 wide receiver.
Not technically.
Wait,
It
what
was
Emmanuel
technically Debo still.
Debo had more yards and stuff than Really?
I would say Debo did really go off last year.
Especially in the postseason.
Right, but even when he was in Denver, he was never really, because it was like Emmanuel Sanders.
he's always been number 2.
Always been number 2.
Demarius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, so
And then
it's...
in Pittsburgh it was Hines Ward, Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
He can't.
And then it was
He's
AB.
never been that wide receiver number 1 guy.
Right.
Well, I feel like he's always just played with better receivers or just.
Right.
He's always played with somebody, yeah.
Right, but he never has to go up against number 1 elite DBs. Now he's going to have... I mean, not saying anything...
Right, that
Raiders
was the
have
conversation with Juju, though. Coming into this offseason.
True.
Is
I think Juju just needed Big Ben.
I think
Juju
Juju needed Big Ben. He needed to recover from his injuries.
Yeah. Next game here, because everybody said their score for that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, next game here, Ben. It's your game.
Yeah. Before we begin, here's a quick, fun Packers fact for you. Some of y'all love those. Drew Alexander became the 5th player in NFL history to record a sack, an interception, and a safety in a single game, and the 3rd to do it in the last 20 years. Do you know who the other 2 players were?
Who?
James Harrison and Calais Campbell.
Wow.
Otherwise, the Packers offense was good against the Vikings. I think the Lions have a worse defense than the Vikings.
Yup.
Packers defense was hit and miss. After we lost Kenny Clark towards the end of the game, we especially started getting a bit more rushing yards after he went down. Hopefully he'll be fine though. I think Packers this shouldn't be that hard. We're in Lambeau. I'm not terribly worried about this game.
Is there fans in Lambeau?
No.
Okay.
It's going to be, I have 30-19 Packers. I think the Lions will keep it close for the first little bit, because they always do, but don't trust them. They're going to lose.
See, I hate that you say don't trust them, because in my brain, I know not to trust them, but in my heart, I want to trust them. And so, for that reason, I have Detroit winning 42.
You're going to be greatly disappointed. You know what I've noticed over the last few years? Detroit and Green Bay always play close games in Lambeau over the last few years.
Well, I'm predicting otherwise.
I mean, it'll have no factor in this, but it was just a fun tidbit.
I'm predicting otherwise in this case. I have my score as 58-25. I feel like I don't really need to explain much here.
No, I will say this. Aaron Rodgers is looking like an MVP candidate again, which is nice.
Yeah.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers is kind of playing on with a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, he is for sure. With that front office, yeah. Plus, he's on the Pat McAfee show every Tuesday at 12:05. For this whole season, he set up a deal with them or whatever. And so, if Aaron Rodgers plays bad, Pat McAfee doesn't hold back, so he's gonna get talked shit to the whole time. And so, Aaron Rodgers is gonna play better so that he can brag about it and have a great show with Pat McAfee every Tuesday. Mad Dog Radio 82.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that. A little ad there.
Come on our show, Pat McAfee.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Or let us come on yours.
Yeah. Packers are going to beat the Lions. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers will play well. 34-17 Green Bay. I'm not gonna really. It's just they're the better team, and Aaron Rodgers is really good.
You want to know a fun Vikings fact?
Sure.
The Vikings have not beaten the Packers in 591 days.
That'd be a great one for those Vikings fans to hear.
If we beat them in week 6 or 7 in Lambeau, we will have swept them 2 years in a row.
Jeez, yeah, and then they're gonna have to wait. God, how many days would that be? That'd be over like.
It'll be over 600. Matt LaFleur is 7-0 so far as head coach in the division.
Matt
That's
LaFleur.
great.
It's not lost a divisional game yet
That's
as a new head
great.
coach.
That's insane. He's about to go 8-0.
Yep.
Wow. Noah, your game's next. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, a really good quarterback duel between two of the very best in the game, the Ravens at the Texans. Big Trust also looks like an MVP. Another thing about Big Trust is he also improved a lot. It seemed a lot of his throws were tighter. He was more accurate, threw in tight windows, looked a little more accurate, which, again, he improved his passing game, which I knew he would because he's a hard worker in the offseason. So for that reason, they're going to win 37-20. Deshaun Watson will have his moments because he always does, but Baltimore will be too much for this really bad Houston defense. Big Trust adds to his chance to win back-to-back MVPs with a big 37-20 victory. Big Trust throws for 3, runs for 1.
The Texans' offense struggled against the Chiefs. The run game was okay. Duke Johnson didn't do anything.
David Johnson, though.
David Johnson played pretty good. Good for David Johnson. That makes me happy because I rooted for David Johnson all those years he was sucked.
And then everybody gives up on him.
Everybody gives up on him. Now he's not that bad. Receivers awful. At one point, Randall Cobb had a reception. At one point, they literally just I think Randall Cobb's only touch was a handoff because they literally could not throw it to anybody.
See, it was really funny. I love David Johnson had a really good game or whatever, and then all the memes were just who's the real winner of this trade? DeAndre Hopkins goes out and has his best game as a pro.
Yeah,
I thought it was hilarious.
I loved all the memes that were so far David Johnson scored
14 receptions.
Yep, most in a game. Career day for that is DeAndre Hopkins' best game as a pro, and it happened days after the Texans. Their guy David Johnson.
It's just really crazy to think that he had 14 receptions. In fantasy, that's 14 points just because he caught the ball.
Then he had 150 some receiving yards,
which is another 15, 16 points. Did he have a touchdown?
I think he had 1.
And he was on the bench for whoever has my brother this week in fantasy.
Good, because I killed your brother this week. I beat by 50 points.
If he would have put the right guys in.
I thought you had DeAndre Hopkins.
I have DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, I thought you were talking about...
David Johnson. David Johnson had a bunch of rushing yards.
Yeah, I had D-Hop. He started. He was nice. I liked it.
No, I beat your brother by 50 points this last week. He's the only one that didn't crack 100 in his first week.
Jeez.
Which in an 8-man league is kind of surprising, but...
Chose the wrong guys. Brendan, what's your score for the Ravens?
I have Baltimore dominating, but I think Deshaun Watson is going to make plays. 38-24 Baltimore.
Alright, and then I also have the Ravens winning this one, 38-28. Yeah.
I also have the Ravens winning this one, because I didn't go here for this one.
Okay.
28-14. Ravens are significantly better than the Raiders.
That's fair.
Well, they are better than the Raiders, but they're also better than the Texans.
Yes.
So this next...
doesn't matter.
That's fair.
Are the Raiders and the Texans the same team this year?
Yes.
Could argue. So this next one, I got the Broncos at the Steelers. I thought about changing it, but it was too late for me to want to change it.
How did the Broncos line do against Tennessee? I know Tennessee doesn't have a great pass rush, but...
Broncos line did decent.
Because they're about to get their teeth kicked in right here.
Well, and see, here's the thing. The Broncos line isn't really special. Garrett Bowles played much better than he normally does. which is nice. Nice. He's contract year. Let's keep up the good work.
You'll sign him and then he won't do
well,
good.
Yeah,
but let's give him 5 years, $70 million.
Oh gosh, I would die. Well, let's keep up the good work, Garrett Bowles. They played okay. They're gonna get killed this week.
Breaking news: Garrett Bowles becomes the highest paid offensive tackle in the league.
Cry.
Breaking news: Garrett Bowles becomes the highest paid NFL player in history.
I would cry.
In say 11-year, $600 million contract.
Cry.
All guaranteed.
20-year, $1 billion contract.
No, thank you. Weirdly, the Broncos were able to stay in the game last night against the Titans when they shouldn't have. Cortland Sutton's going to be back this week. I think that's going to help the Broncos a lot, especially with their offensive struggles that they had. And Phillip Lindsay didn't play the second half. He's going to be okay. And so I think with that combination, I think they're going to be okay. I still think they're going to lose 24-17, but I think it's going to be a weirdly close game. I don't think that the if you watch the Broncos defense, without Von Miller, that's what you'd hear every play. They kept making plays. And they're doing this without Von Miller.
And the team is without Von Miller.
Oh my gosh. We swatted the ball 3 or 4 times. Without Von Miller. And so I think without Von Miller, we're still going to lose, but we're going to have a decent game, 24-17.
I have a very similar score, actually. I do still have the Steelers winning. Garrett Bowles, obviously, is going to get that huge contract. It's going to have no release clause, no trade clause.
Oh,
you know,
shoot me now.
But I think the Steelers' defense will get a handle on them. I think the Steelers' offense will be lackluster. They'll put some points up. Juju will get a touchdown. Connor will probably get a touchdown. Big Ben will be like, he's got an quarterback. But I have 24-14 Steelers.
Is Poirier supposed to play next week, or is he out?
I did not get an update. But the backup for Boye played just as well as Boye anyway.
Was it Callahan?
He's questionable. Yeah, Bryce Callahan. He's questionable, but he does have a dislocated shoulder. So, very questionable.
I'm going to say that my prediction is that he's miraculously going to get back.
Okay, hopefully.
And then
Positive thoughts.
I think that the Broncos are a better team than the Giants.
All right.
I think the Giants are a better coached team, though.
Boo. Well,
But nonetheless,
I
I think Denver's defense is going to surprise people.
all right.
Hold
They shouldn't surprise.
Pittsburgh to 1 touchdown and a field goal.
All
Chris
right.
Boswell was to make that field goal. He did miss. And then Denver, right, is going to have also 1 touchdown.
All right.
But they're not going to miss any field goals.
All right, Brandon McManus got that 5-year extension. Let's go.
They're going to make
Paying for a reason.
3 more field goals.
Let's
Brandon
go.
McManus.
Yes.
16-10 Denver.
Fuck yeah. I hope you're right. Don't think you will be, but you know.
I think Big Ben will play just good enough to edge out a victory. I think Denver will have flashes against this Pittsburgh defense. But in the end, Pittsburgh will shut them down. Obviously, this Denver team's a little better than the Giants, so I think Denver will put up 14 on them.
Let's go. That's one more point. No, that's the same points as this week.
Oh, well, I think Denver will do it, like, not in garbage time.
Let's go.
So yeah, but Big Ben will play good enough. Close game, 2014 Pittsburgh.
All
Alright, it's sad.
right.
I'm drinking champagne to out the sham.
Yeah.
Pain.
I'm drinking champagne, but it's because I got shammed and I'm in pain.
I got I'm in pain. I'm like Post Malone, but the
First one, Broncos Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm like Post Malone, but the Post M is silent.
I think we bombed on for Broncos Steelers, actually. Should go to the next one. Brendan's game.
Brendan, who you got?
Alright. Tom Brady. Tim Brady.
Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Simon Miller.
Teddy Bridgewater, so it's going to be TB against TB in TB.
Ooh, triple TB.
TB
3.
TB squared. Or no.
And the game's going to be so
Cute.
sick nasty, it's going to make y'all think you have TB, tuberculosis.
Oh.
TB, and T. So I'm watching TB play TB and TB with TB.
On the TV.
On the
Whoa.
Which in Spanish, B's and B's are pronounced the same.
Oh.
On my TB. Okay, so I'm watching TB play TB in TB with TB on my TV.
Yep.
While
drinking some tea. Maybe you'll get stung by a bee.
Nah, forcing it. The TV one was good. We'll stop it there.
Okay, so a lot of TVs here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see a throwback TB.
So we're gonna see,
or we could see a TB against a TB.
So we're gonna see TB play TB and TB with TB on my TV.
Well, that is TBD to be determined.
TBD.
Anyways, the Panthers are at the Bucks. I have this being a really good game.
Hopefully.
Because Panthers don't have a defense for Tom Brady to throw interceptions to.
All right.
He'll find a way.
He will.
Jeez.
That's my prediction.
He won't throw an interception, but he will throw close. And that's what will stop them from scoring a bunch. But he will still get 3 touchdowns. This time he's going to still get another rushing touchdown.
Okay.
It's going to be the Tampa Brady way.
You know, I honestly think he just did that because Cam Newton got a rushing touchdown. And the whole talk was Cam Newton can run and Tom Brady can't. I think that's the only reason he went for a run.
I think you're on the 2, and Tom Brady perfected the Scooby-Doo. I think that's why they did it.
He's pushing it now.
Well, I wasn't trying to do a rhyme there.
Okay,
Scooby-Doo is what Tom Brady called out the first time he did a QB sneak.
Oh.
It was Scooby-Doo. So ever since then, it's been known as Scooby-Doo. But I have the Panthers winning 32-21.
I think this is going to be a close game. I have changed who I have winning here. I think you could flip a coin. Honestly, whoever wins the coin toss is probably going to win, and it's literally going to be the difference. I think Tom Brady is going to continue his streak of throwing 2 interceptions in a game, but his team will prevail this time. He'll have a better connection with Mike Evans, better connection with Chris Godwin. It's going to be 28-27, but it's going to be a battle of some. What's a good word to describe these 2 quarterbacks?
Some average players.
Some average players. Some players you have no idea how good they're going to do.
Some TBD TVs. Some to be determined.
Yeah, I guess.
TVs.
So we're gonna
see a battle of 2 quarterbacks I don't want on my team.
Yeah!
Okay, so we're gonna see potentially TBDs, but we could see TBDT. Okay, so this is TBD, but we could see TBTB versus TBTB and TB with TB on my TV.
But that is still TBD.
TBD.
And
What do you got
afterwards,
winning?
we can go to a
31-26 TB. The Bucks will fix the kinks in their offense. Brady will have a significantly better game, but Carolina's offense will make it close as they will all season long. 31-26, Tampa Bay.
You gotta
So
watch
you
out for
predict-
TMNT though.
What?
You gotta watch TMNT. You gotta watch out for him.
TMNT.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I thought you were. I knew TMNT. I thought you were just like. I'm in.
Although
football
it
mode.
is TBD, I don't think we need to worry about TM.
We have to worry about CMC.
We don't have to worry about CMC, but we probably don't have to worry about TMNT on TBTB of the TBTB in TB on the TV.
Wow, we are a dumb podcast.
Hell yeah, we are.
So I have the Panthers getting the surprise victory here, 32-24. It's going to be a fun game to watch, so
I think so too.
Look out for it.
Yes, sir.
Especially better than Detroit Packers, which, you know.
I'm 100% gonna watch the Detroit Packers instead.
Oh, I probably will watch parts of the game.
If I can watch the Panthers and Bucks instead, I will.
Did you guys see the?
I guarantee it's gonna be Packers Lions on TV though, unless the Vikings play at the same time.
We'll see. I'll look in a second here. But did you guys see the power rankings came out for the NFL this week?
Yeah.
Oh,
Number 10, the Rams.
We're back, baby.
Number 9, San Fran. Don't like it. Should have been lower.
No, it's week 1. You can't overreact to week 1. San Fran's still a good team.
Overreacting.
Number 8, their division rivals.
Seattle.
Okay, fair.
7, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
6, Buffalo. Yeah. 5, Tennessee. How?
that one's kind of whack.
No clue. I thought Tennessee should at least be lower than.
Tennessee's not a top 10 team in football.
No. 4, Saints.
Okay.
I understand why. Don't think they played that fantastic.
Nope.
3, Packers.
Highest rated NFC team.
I think that's a fair spot for them.
And then Chiefs, Baltimore,
And then
Chiefs.
Baltimore,
And then
Chiefs.
Chiefs are 1.
Fair, they are the reigning Super Bowl champs, and they look
Reigning
like
Super Champs, and they also picked that.
The worst team, which we were talking about earlier, the Jets.
Yeah,
No,
they should be.
Where's
Where's Jacksonville?
Jets? 29.
Let's go.
Who was the biggest mover here? Biggest mover.
Jets fell 7.
Jets fell 7. Washington moved up 8.
Excuse me.
Colts moved down 7. Minnesota 6. And Arizona moved up 9 to number 14. I think that's a good starting spot for them. Tampa didn't fall at all. I think Arizona will continue the uptrend. I think that the Packers will stay where they're at.
Yeah, because the Packers will probably win against Detroit, and that won't affect their power rankings.
Yeah, I think the Packers have it. They have a pretty decent start. I think they'll stay in the top 5 most of the season.
I definitely think right now they're one of the best teams in the NFC. So
I expect the Titans to fall, the Bills to eventually fall. But other than that,
I think New England's going to fall next week after they lose to the Seahawks.
I think it depends on how they lose, but I do think they will fall. But yeah, that's the podcast this week.
Yes, it is.
That was fun, guys.
Yeah,
Football's back.
I'm
Football's
so
back.
glad.
I'm happy for it. You can find all of these predictions on our social media at Side Squad Pod for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. You can find our podcast. You probably know where it is because you're listening right now. You can find it anywhere you find your podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn. If you say, "Hey Alexa, play the Sci Squad podcast," we will show up.
My Alexa's going off.
You have an Alexa. I didn't know that. But, yeah, so, for the Sci Squad podcast, I'm Duncan.
I'm Noah.
I'm Ben.
Brendan is inactive at the moment.
So we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
So ya.